Hello, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And you know what? We are still neighbors, honey. I'm just so excited today, y'all. Today is a special day for me. Because let me tell y'all why. I have one of my favorite, y'all, favorite, honey, recording artists, honey. I'm just so happy, honey, that she decided, honey, to just take out of her busy day, her busy schedule, honey, to come sit down and talk with me, y'all, honey. This is such a wonderful time, honey. I guess I mean, pinch myself, honey, to make sure that I'm here. But without further ado, y'all, honey, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the legendary, the marvelous, the fabulous, honey, Miss Melba Moore. Melba Moore! Melba, I am just, first of all, honey, I want to thank you so much, honey, for coming. I'm like, okay, let me tell you how it all started. I would have never known, honey, that you, the real Melba Moore, honey, would even know and even follow, honey, me, Gary with the T, honey, Gary Hayes, Gary with the T. I would have never known until a friend of mine, he was like, Gary, Melba Moore will be following you and saying something to you. Because let me tell you something, honey. I get online whenever I get online, honey, because I'm rarely online, and when I'm online, honey, I don't be following all that stuff and looking at all that stuff, because I be like, yeah, child, whatever. That's girl, no, I'm like, that ain't Melba Moore, child, honey, whatever, honey. Until that day, I finally decided, I said, let me reach out and see, honey, if this is really Melba Moore, one of my favorite artists, honey, one of the most favorite songs, honey, that I like now, because, there's two people that I like even more so in recordings. That is you, honey, and Miss Dinah Ross, honey. Y'all are two of my, oh yes ma'am, baby. Y'all are two of my favorite girls, honey.
Goodness.
So I am just so happy. So how you doing, honey?
Well, I'm so excited to be with you, Gary, because I've heard about you, and I get a lot of help on getting online and everything. So
Yeah.
my partner Ron Richardson helps me get online and see what's going on now, because online, that's Main Street now. You can't really
yes.
know what's going on or be a part of what's going on unless you find out how to do that. Well, you can. You can do. You probably got somebody to help you do. Whatever you're doing.
Girl, know I do. Hell, I don't barely know how to work these damn telephones, honey. The telephone girls. I don't know how to work all these people. But girl, send me a this, and I'm like, hell, I don't know how to do all that. I'm like old school. I just know how to dial that girl and talk on it.
But that's all right. We get some help from our friends, right?
Exactly. We definitely do it, honey. Thank God for friends, honey. And for me, honey, co-workers, child, because I sure don't be knowing what to do.
Because that's your job. If you don't know what to do, you can't work, right?
I sure can, girl. Honey, I'm like the old school, like them old folks, honey. I got to feed them cheering, even though I don't have any. But still, honey, when I go shopping, that's my child support, honey. Anyway, that's child support.
I'm supporting you.
I'm supporting me. So, Melba, first of all, honey, I guess I don't know if I want to jump forward or go backwards, but okay.
Where you want to go, Mr. Gary?
All right. Well, first of all, now, Melba,
Excuse
honey.
Excuse me, honey.
Honey, that's right. Cause girl, all right now. Everybody like, Gary, you sure use that word, honey. How many times you use honey? Well, girl, honey.
Because it's sweet, baby.
That's right. Now, make no error, baby. It's definitely sweet. So, Melba, I'm like, okay, now. Like I was telling you, the song, honey, one of my favorite songs, honey, and you know that song, honey, is Falling, girl. I love, and that's one of your number one hits, Falling.
Yeah. Well, can I tell you something about Falling? I think that song is so successful because it was tailor-made for me by Gene McFadden and John Whitehead.
Really, McFadden and Whitehead?
Yes, and we worked together quite a long time, and we basically, our company, Hush Productions, produced them, and Ain't No Stopping Us Now. So we really became a family.
Yeah.
And what they did was try to help me develop. I sang great for Broadway.
Yeah.
They helped me develop a style for R&B recording. And Falling was one of the songs that really tailor-made for me the message, so I could hold a long note, and so I could, do all the things that are typically me. But I'm not a songwriter, so.
Yeah. And I be trying to hold that note too, baby, when you get down. And then when you come, I'm like,
right.
Love it,
Take
honey.
it down before I finish,
Yes, honey, I love it though. But it's such a beautiful thing. All your music is beautiful music, honey. I love when you and Freddie Jackson, honey, y'all did music together, honey. That song together as well, honey. A little bit more.
Well, can I give credit to the person that wrote? Let's see, just a little bit more. He also wrote "Rock Me Tonight." His name is Paul Lawrence. Now I got to give credit to the company that we had, Hush Productions, going and getting these songwriters and these artists to work with and for me.
Yes. And
Your team, you know.
yeah, we gotta have our team, honey. And speaking of that, honey, as well, now you are a Tony Award winner. You're Grammy nominated. What is it? What 3 Grammy nominated? Honey,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, I mean, that is a great
Whatever.
thing. No, that's a great thing because because
No.
now though, I mean, Melba, now all of I guess it's the big thing. Now you hear everybody talking about, girl, she's a GOAT, a EGOT. I mean, so it's the new EGOT
Well,
thing or whatever.
yeah, but I mean, they got them all.
I know, honey. So I'm like, well, girl, so
I didn't do that yet. Maybe I can still do it.
oh, you got time, honey. You getting enough of them, honey. You're doing a lot of things, child. I mean, like I said, I don't know how they put it. Y'all reinvented yourself or what have you. I mean, because now, honey,
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think seasonally you have to do that because things change. And if you want to still participate, you can't really, I don't know, I can't imitate things or imitate people. So I have to get songwriters and producers that are from that era. So I have to get young ones or new ones come, and they look at me from a perspective I can't see or hear myself. And then they tailor make some, there's a songwriter that's writing for me. His name is George Pettis. G Nice has somebody writing for me too.
Yeah.
I can't think of all the people, but you have to come up to the season because each season has its own style and its own feel.
Exactly. Yes.
And when you say reinvent, you could only be you.
But
you figure out how to fit in with your new neighbors.
Exactly. You get them, because hell, I got to reinvent myself half of the doggone time because, they got all the new queens. That's how, honey, these girls. What?
Right.
We could reinvent, girl, but we still got to be ourselves. Because, honey, I know with this new daytime, these new queens, honey, I call them queens, But anyway, doing all this different stuff, honey, I can't do all that stuff, girl. I can't turn flips. I can't do the damn death drop and all this other stuff what people doing. But I can still be me and still come up with the time. So to speak.
And some of the things that some of the artists do are just phenomenal. I was never able to do that, but whatever it is I can do, people, thank God, they still want to hear me, so I can still do that.
And you're doing it. And you just said something about imitation. You're doing the play imitation. Is it the play or is the movie imitation of life?
It's an adaptation of the movie. It's the same story, the same basic script. They had to make some changes, but it's an adaptation of the movie Imitation of Life. Yeah, and that's going to be it's a new theater, so we had to move the date. So we're going to do it in March. We were supposed to do it in February, but it's going to be at the new Cicely Tyson Theater. I think this is an exciting time for us because Cicely Tyson she was an EGOT herself.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was, honey. She most definitely was, child. And Tyler Perry even named the whole theater after her. And I know you're going to be performing at another theater because it's not at the Tyler Perry theater one, right? You're going to be in Philadelphia?
I don't think so. I think that the gentleman that created this theater, his name is Nolan Brown.
Yeah. No, I was saying she had they have a theater. I mean,
But I'm saying there's a new theater, Cicely Tyson Theater in Philadelphia. This is probably not the same one you're talking about with Tyler Perry.
No, because his is more of a, what did you call? I don't know if it's a sound stage or whatever, but he put her name on it. So that's what I was just putting
this
together.
is a brand new theater in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you're doing it in a theater, exactly. And that's a good thing, though. So, and I remember that movie growing up as a child watching it, honey. It was very interesting, honey, that, this poor black woman, she didn't want to be black, bless her soul. She wanted to, more so relate to white, if I'm not mistaken.
We used to call it passing.
Exactly. They used to call it passing,
because they had such a horrendous, harsh time because we said that slavery was over, but it wasn't.
No, and it still isn't.
No.
I
think that's why the story is still relevant, unfortunately, in a way.
So are you excited about that? You excited about being in it?
I'm very excited. I don't know why they thought to choose me out of all the wonderful actresses they could have chosen, but they did choose me. And I'm very, very honored to play the role of Annie Johnson, who is the mother, the maid.
Well, that's good.
Because she's dark-skinned and she's what they call a nigger. Okay.
Yeah.
Her daughter catches hell.
Yes, honey.
And when you see the story, of course, it's a very, 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 very sad. But it's a sad state that America and the world is still in. Because it's not just America where we were made slaves. Any place in the world, even our own country, we were made slaves. I don't know, why this happened, but it did. It's our global history, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so you can see why beautiful young woman doesn't want to go in the back doors and doesn't want to be relegated to really slavery. So she says, that's my mother's problem. She's dark, but I can pass. I don't have to do that. And she misunderstands that I don't care what color you are. If you're black, you're black.
Period. So, you know,
Yeah.
light skin and I could, baby, like I be trying to tell these girls, honey, when the cops stop you, baby, that's what you are. So, honey, so
Right.
if we could sit here and try to play that game like we're not or whatever, but honey, it is what it definitely is. So, which I'm glad they're bringing it back to us. That's good. And, you know, Melba, my thing is I'm glad, you know, that people are recognizing you all over again. Because, hell, back in the day, honey, you had your own TV show. You had your own
Right.
TV show. I mean,
Yeah.
people forgot about that. You had the Melba Moore show. I mean, who was it? You and Clifton Davis, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And I mean,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
that was good. And I swear, I was thinking about. I think I did watch that show because I'm not that old, but yeah, I remember thinking about
Well,
watching
you
the
might
show.
have watched it online. I don't even know.
Yeah, but it was watched, honey. So, do y'all? Speaking of, so Melba, with stuff like that, do y'all get residuals still for it, or do they?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute. Well, that's
Yeah,
good
and the
then.
laws are going to get better about those things
Yeah.
because they're still coming into place. For a while, you did not, but people like Dionne Warwick and some other people are actually helping to create and change the law so that there's more equity that you should get paid. There's a lot of disparity between say songwriters and performers on recordings. Songwriters
Hmm.
always got paid, and the performers got nothing
Isn't that
in terms
something?
of residuals. But that's changing.
Well, that's good, and that's one thing I've learned too, as I've gotten older about the music industry too. Hell, the writers, whoever write the song, hell, that's the ones who get all the doggone money. So I guess that's
Well,
still.
they were able to negotiate that, but what some people did was try to get in the contract as a songwriter. And sometimes that's been a bargaining tool so that artists could get some money. But you
Mhm.
basically had to lie and cheat to get paid for the work that you did. But some of the laws are changing now.
Well, that's good then. So, Melba, tell me this. I mean, so do you have any proteges? I mean, because honey, you are an icon. You're a legend. I mean, and you know, I look at some of these young people now. They don't go back, honey, to pay homage to the people that came before them. They just feel like, oh, I did it all on my damn own. Girl, no, you didn't, honey. And
Oh my
you
God,
didn't
did you
copy
say
some of my things.
homage?
Yeah.
You're so
Yeah.
fancy. uh, I don't have proteges as such, but I'm coming into a period. Well, I believe I will. One of the things. Well, I got the President Biden's Lifetime Achievement Award
Yes, I
for
heard that.
volunteerism. I do a lot of volunteer work,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a foundation. I'm going to reinstate that so that I could actually do benefits and carve out some time because I'm actually going to a next level. Things are increasing and getting better for me. I
Mm-hmm.
guess I don't really reinvent myself, but God has. He's given me another chance to do really, really, really well. And so what I want to do at that time is actually give back and set. I'm a former educator. And that's what I think I really do best besides sing. Matter of fact, I
Mm-hmm.
think the world is another classroom to learn and to teach.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is like reinstate the Melba Moore Foundation for Children. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll have proteges. I don't know what it will be, but
Let
I'm
me
going
tell
to
you,
give
you have
back.
protege. They just may have not. You may have not just took them by the arm and walked with them, but you got proteges. You got people, honey, that's copied you. You know, you had that range, honey, before Mariah Carey did, honey. Trust me, you was around
Well, I'm
first,
trying to
honey.
set a good example so people do want to follow. But I
Mm-hmm.
also do want to do some more hands-on.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I want to do that.
And speaking of all that wonderful stuff, honey, let's not talk about. I mean, you're about to get a star on the Hollywood
Uh,
Walk of Fame, honey. That is a big accomplishment. So when I ever go to California, honey, I want to sit there and take a picture right by your star. So
I'm going
talk
to
about
welcome you.
that.
I'm going to make sure you have a seat there. I'm learning about what it takes, what happens to you when you get that too. Because it never occurred to me that I would ever get anything like that.
Isn't that something?
It took me a moment. I was on somebody's TV show and they said I became literally speechless. I said, "No, Melba, you got to think of something to say."
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's just an incredible thing, and it comes about in a few different ways. People make it happen for you. You don't do
Yeah.
that. I guess some people can do it themselves, but in my case, several different people have come together. It costs a lot of money, and people have come together and paid for it.
Yeah, I heard it cost a lot of money. Hell, I used to think once back in the day that it was free. Hell, you got to pay
I did
big
too.
money.
Yeah, I thought it was free because I never thought about it happening to me. I never had an idea that it would. But now that it has, I said, oh my God, first of all, I got to make sure I see who did what. And they understand that I'm very grateful for this. And I'm going to thank them in every way that I can for the rest of my life because that's permanent.
Yeah, that is permanent, girl. That's cemented down, honey. So everybody's gonna see that, honey. People gonna walk by and definitely see. So
Yeah.
I guess, do you know who yours is gonna be next to? Do you know anything about that?
No, they haven't given us a lot of information, I guess, because before they give out certain information and give it to their areas of the press. They don't want us really talking about too many details of it. They haven't given me the date yet, but they will
Really?
soon. I do know that it's going to be in July, but that's all I know.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Well, girl, make sure, honey, you wear a cute outfit, baby, when you get that star.
Oh, I got a few designers lined up.
Oh, good, honey, good.
And I'm on my Easter fast, so I don't have no tummy.
Okay, now, all right, baby. Well, you still look good, honey. So that's the good thing about it. So, I mean, some of us, we gain a little weight, child. We got to swaddle up in clothes, but honey, you still look good in your clothing from the last time I saw you. So that's a great thing, honey. Now, also, Melba, so talking about all this other great stuff. You also have a new album coming out, Imagine.
Imagine, yes. And I should tell everybody you can get it on Amazon.com. Go check it out, please. But it's a series of really wonderful songs written by Ronnie Harris, and Janice Dempsey, and a couple of other songwriters, new songwriters. Once again, they have to keep me relevant, bring me up to 2023 and 2024, and use the range that, thank God, I still have, so that it's relevant. Otherwise, I'll probably sing that long, high note to every song.
Okay, all right, now.
But we're getting ready to release another single from it called Take Her Picture Down.
All right, baby. That sounds familiar. You know what? I worked with a man, his name was Steve Harvey. I don't know if you know Steve Harvey. I'm sure you do.
Oh, yes, I know Steve.
Well, when we worked, honey, together, I'll never forget it. He came in the studio. And, honey, it was the pictures of all my, colleagues on the wall, honey. And Steve said, honey, y'all need to take those pictures down, honey. He said, because nobody know y'all outside of Texas.
Well, there may be many different good reasons why you should have somebody take that picture down.
Okay. Well, that's a cute title, honey. Take that picture down, honey. So
well,
that of his ex?
See, well, I guess so. Whoever it is got to go.
Yeah, that picture got to be taken down, honey. Well, that's all right.
So people are really gravitating toward that single. It's a beautiful song. It's really wonderful to listen to, but the message, I think, is kind of fun.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a cute title. So, honey, if we just use the title, baby, that's even cute, honey. Melba Moore said, take that picture down, girl. So, honey, use it in that context, honey.
Yes.
So, I did a little homework, and I did not know that you sang Once Upon a Time backup for Frank Sinatra and Aretha Franklin.
Oh, a whole bunch of people, because my first occupation was a public school music teacher, vocal music teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And my stepfather and my mother were musicians. My stepfather's a piano player, and he made us all take piano lessons. That's how I first got involved with actually studying music as a young child.
Yeah.
And my mother was a professional singer, and they worked together. But they said, well, we don't want you all to be kind of vagabonds. We want you all to get an education and get real jobs. So they made us teach school. But after a point, I said, well, Daddy, that's your dream. I don't want to teach school. I want to do like your mother. I want to perform. So I asked him to help me to get into the industry. And to make a long story a little bit shorter, one of the first people that I met was Valerie Simpson.
Well, Ashford and Simpson.
Yeah, before they were Ashford and Simpson.
Oh, okay.
So this was a long time ago.
It sure was then.
And we were in some publisher's offices, or somebody's office, so like the Brill Building or someplace on Broadway when it was that. Mm-hmm. And so we were just waiting for our meetings to come up with the different people that we were going to meet with separately.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking, we exchanged numbers. So, make a long story short, she got me involved with backup singing. So that's how I got to singing with all the top singers in the studio. She sang for them too, but I was on dates that she hired me for. And then at one point, we got a request for recording for a gentleman by the name of Galt McDermott, where he wrote all the music for the Broadway show Hair. Mm-hmm. And they were still casting. And they said any of us who wanted to come down and sing for the producer and the director, they would actually make a place for us. So it wasn't really, they were auditioning us on the recording session. They were looking for strong singers. Mm-hmm. So that's how I got my first Broadway show.
Really?
But I stayed in that show for a year and a half, and they started to have the lead actresses go on and do something else. And so finally, I got a chance to audition for it, and I got the female lead. But the person I replaced was Diane Keaton.
Diane Keaton, the glove wearing Miss Diane Keaton. That was interesting.
That's really kind of how a lot of what's happened to me has happened. Seems like an accident, but I was in the right place, the right time. Seemed to have the skills that were necessary for that. And then one of the girls in the show, Broadway show, said, Melba, you don't really know how to audition. Why don't you start going up for auditions? Because you've been in this show for over a year and you need to think about what you're going to do next. So she gave me the information and the lingo and everything to go up and try to learn how to audition for the show that became my next Broadway show, which was Pearly.
I remember that one.
And the character was a maid, and she was from the backwoods of Alabama, I think. I can't remember, or North Carolina, but someplace down south. But the reason I was able to do that is because my mother was a professional singer and gone all the time. I was actually raised by a nanny, and she was an orphan, an illiterate, cotton shopper.
Oh, Lord.
So that's really kind of how my personality was in the beginning. So I was imitating her because that's what Ludibelle Gussie Mae Jenkins was. She was an orphan, illiterate cotton shopper, servant.
Oh.
So people thought I had studied acting, but I didn't.
But you didn't, honey. It happened. Well,
But I got the Tony Award for that.
The Tony Award, honey. Yes, ma'am. So there you have it. So now, Melba, my thing is this. That you seem to be a very humble person. But, honey, you are somebody. Honey, you're definitely somebody, baby, and I'm sure you knew that, but I'm just letting you know. I mean, because I can tell by your humbleness. I mean, you have a nice body of work, number one. And then this is funny. My producer, honey, just sent me a message. He said, oh, my God, I just had my mind blown. He said, I didn't realize she played Whippet in All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
yeah,
my producer,
Whip It, baby.
My producer's of European descent, honey. So
Yeah, no, I saw him. Yeah.
Yeah, so honey.
He wasn't passing.
Okay, no, Garrett ain't passing, honey, not at all, child. He's the real deal. But my thing, I'm like, okay, so Melba, I am just so excited, honey, that you stopped by, honey. I mean, I am grateful. You're one of my first, honey, big celebrities, honey, to I've had, the other girls, they were all great people, but honey, you are definitely under the cream de la creme, honey. And I am just so grateful that you stopped by, honey, to share this all with me and stuff. So, with that all being said, I know you're about to do a tour, right? Because you're going on tour.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So now, I want you to tell the listeners of where you're going to be touring at. I want you to let them know how they can reach you and all that other good stuff.
All right. Well, the first part is going to be the whole month of March at the Cicely Tyson Theater doing Imitation of Life. And then after that, well, I think it starts next year, though. I'm going to be in the Soul Train tour with Stephanie Mills and Boyz II Men, Evelyn King, and a whole bunch of really, really great people. That's going to be fun. And I think NAACP is going to do something for Juneteenth. And I'm meeting with some sponsors that are going to support my doing a one-woman play that's autobiographical that I hope to start probably in 2024. Because I've written it, but I'm not a writer, so I'm going to get some really credentialed script writers to do that. I'll be back in the recording studio doing some more recordings. And I can't remember it all, but the calendar's nice.
Yeah, honey, just follow. So that's how we're going to reach you. So now how can they reach you? Is it melbamoore.com, or how can they reach you?
Let me see. It is melbamoore.com. That's my website. Instagram, it's at Melba the number one and more, and all the downloading and streaming platforms, and Amazon.com.
Yeah, good. And we're gonna put that on. Gary, we're gonna put that on here somewhere where they could definitely follow you and see all that wonderful stuff, honey. The wonderful Gary, honey. He say, please stand. Yeah, okay. Want you to stand behind
always
stage.
Check out D Nice. He's always having me on there.
Yeah. Okay. So Melba, please stand behind stage. So yes, Melba. So we want you to stand behind stage when we get off. So.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Gary. You're so sweet. Thank
Melba,
you.
Thank you
You
so
must
much,
have some
honey.
sugar in your tea, baby.
Oh, girl, I got a lot of sugar,
But
boo.
you're sweet.
Thank you so much. Look, Miss Moore, thank you so much, honey. And I want you to have a great day, honey, and a better tomorrow, honey. And we're going to definitely, honey, go out and get Imagine, honey. Definitely go out and pick that up, honey, wherever you could buy your music from, honey. And don't forget to look for Imitation of Life, honey. All the great stuff, honey, that Miss Melba Moore will be doing. And we're going to also look for, once you get that star, honey, when you place that star, honey, we want to definitely see it and just rave it and just put it all out there just for you, honey.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you so much. And thank you for following me too, honey. And keep following, and I'm going to keep following you, child.
I will. I promise I will.
All right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Miss Melba Moore, y'all. Oh my God, this is a beautiful thing, y'all. Thank you so much, y'all, for tuning in, honey. And like I said, if you like all what you heard and saw, then click this and click it again because you did like what you heard and saw. And I want y'all to have a great day, honey, and a better tomorrow. Bye-bye.